we put all of our serious time towards coming up with really good, music that we think is good. So we think, okay, this music's good. We're going to put all of our serious thought time into that. And then everything else that I do, I'm like, okay, well, the serious time is done. And so I'll just be a fucking idiot now, because the rest of it is like, you know, I don't know. There's so many bands that come out, and no disrespect to anybody that does this, but there's so many serious bands.
Yeah.
It's like, do you need another one? Do you need another serious band? We're playing such ridiculous music as it is. So why would we be like, you know, super serious, like, you know, this next song? It's like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like, personally. And there's some bands that it works really well for, and there's some bands that are just finding kind of what they should be like on stage or off stage, or to, you know, but and for some bands it's just, that's the genre. Black metal, you know, it should be mostly like this serious sort of thing, even though, I mean, it's so goofy what they're doing, putting on, you know, corpse paint or whatever. Like, I think the dude that really nailed it is Abbott, you know.
Okay.
Fucking, he like is like this goofy dude that looks all tough, but he's goofy as fuck, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, that's fun. Or like, you
know, Party Cannon.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I don't. I'm not super familiar, but I know the logo anyway.
Yeah. You look at these like lineups, and then you just see like balloon writing. Like,
yeah.
It's amazing.
That stuff is fun. I mean, like, we like to think about, this is like a switch in the last 4 or 5 years of our band, is we like to think about our band coming to your town to play a show as like a party. It's like, okay, we're gonna make the coolest party. Let's make this whole thing a party. So if it's around Christmas time, it's a Christmas party. Let's have fun. Let's have a fun time. You know, let's make dumb shit on stage. Let's say dumb shit. Like, let's hang out with people before and after the show, and not be like super serious about everything. Like on this previous tour, halfway through, or actually quite a bit earlier, somebody found like really funny looking swim shorts at Walmart, and we're like, okay, well, let's wear those on stage. And then I was like, okay, I'll wear some swim shorts on stage for a night because it's gonna be so hot or whatever. And then we wear them the next night, and then the next night, and then we're like, we're just wearing them every single night. Every single night. What's that?
Is this us now?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, like, yeah, and like our vocalists just started wearing weirder and weirder shit as the tour went on. And it's like, this is the kind of fun that we want. Like, we don't want to go on stage and be like, all black, tough guy. Here's, you know, this is us. This is, you know, because it's not us, right? And halfway through the tour, we played a show, and every show of the tour was awesome. Every single one was awesome. But there was a show that was considered the worst show of the tour, and that's just because it was the least attended or whatever it was. You know, still a fun time. Everybody that came out was like so amazing. But yeah, we just had one show. It's inevitable because not every show can be the best show of your band's career, obviously. So he decided to bust out this bit that he had where it's called Bird Facts. So Bird Facts on stage. So as a band, we made car fresheners, like air fresheners. They say Stay Tech, and they're just like, you know, they smell really bad actually. So sorry to anybody that bought them, but they're just like, it says Archspire and it's a car freshener on the inside. It says Stay Tech. So he had a whole bunch of them in a binder and on stage, and on the binder he wrote important business documents, but it's all spelled wrong, like he's a fucking idiot. And he opens it up, and it's like all this loose leaf paper, and in it he printed out pictures of birds, and he selected one bird for that show, and it was the yellow warbler. And so we played 2 songs, and then he's like, okay, bird facts. I'm gonna give a free air freshener to those who know what the mating cycle of a yellow warbler is.
Sounding very Monty Python.
I mean, so and he didn't say what band we were. He didn't say thank you for coming to the show. He didn't mention who anybody else on the tour package was. All he did was say bird facts. And it fucking did really well as a bit. Like, people in the audience really liked it. And that's the kind of stuff that I like. It's like, well, that's funny, because you can watch us on stage all like dying laughing because it's, let's say he says a joke and no one laughs. I mean, that makes me laugh so much harder. Like, if he says a joke and it fucking bombs, just absolute crickets, it's like, that's my thing, you know? So that kind of stuff is really fun. And so we'll follow that up with 350 BPM extreme technical death metal. And then the song will be over, and then he's like, how many eggs does a yellow warbler lay? I mean, it's like so the opposite ends of the spectrum that I think that the juxtaposition of those two things, I think people find
Depends how seriously you
captivating.
take your bird facts.
Well, we all learned a lot. I think 2 to 3 eggs is the answer to that question. So, I mean, I love birds. We all love birds. Toby doesn't like birds with long legs, but I don't know why. So in Australia, he was in pain. He just hated every second. He was like, oh my God, birds with big long legs freak me out. I'm like, well, there's a lot of them here. So, but just shit like that, you stop trying to be, after 12, 13 years in a band, you stop trying to be like tough guy, prove it to everybody that you can play. It's like, no, we could play. Well, just now we're going to make it a fun time. And that's what we've been trying to push a lot.